for people.
Yeah.
Dr. Jamie, you were saying that we have to decrease calories, obviously, to lose weight. So how do I keep my muscle mass up?
We determined, that there was an amino acid called leucine, which is one of the branched chain amino acids. There's 3 branched chain amino acids, and bodybuilders know all about branched chain amino acids because they're the muscle building amino acids. But also the one amino acid called leucine, which is one of the 3 branched chain amino acids, there's actually new data just over these last few years that in a calorie reduced phase, leucine seems to signal to the body to preserve muscle so that you actually can protect or preserve your muscle mass in the reduced calorie phase. And so, it seemed in looking at that if one could create a program that was based upon an adequate amount of protein, because that seemed to be very important in the research as well. So protein in about the 30% range of 30% of your calories from protein, enhanced with a certain amount of leucine, you could actually tell the body to kind of hold on to your muscle, and so that then as you reduce your calories, what you're losing is body fat. And of course, that's what we want to lose, is body fat.
So if 30% of protein is a good amount, would 100% be better? So if you go to, if you just keep increasing that protein?
Sure, it's a great question, and actually your body needs a balance of proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. You want to eat healthy kinds of fats and healthy types of carbohydrates, so fresh fruits and vegetables, whole grains, up to say 40–45% of your calories, and the rest should be those healthy fats, olive oil, canola oil, avocado, all those good kind of things, right portions amounts.
So for protein, how many grams a day?
Well, it depends on your size. A great question, Sue. It really depends on your size. For the average woman, somewhere between 60 and 80 grams of protein a day, and a little bit higher if you're a little bit bigger woman, or you really have been on a lot of diets, and so you're really needing to preserve and maybe even try to rebuild some of your muscle mass. For guys, 120 grams of protein is perfectly safe.
You don't enjoy steak. If you're not a meat-eating person and you don't enjoy those types of proteins, because when you're talking about protein, I immediately think of a steak or chicken. How do you get adequate amounts of protein if you don't eat meat?
You can actually look to vegetarian sources of protein, such as soy protein or whey protein, and you can make these into like meal replacement shakes and then enhance them with leucine. And so that would look to be a great way to attack this problem. A lot of people have been on this diet cycle. Their metabolism can be so low, they're burning maybe 1,200 calories. I've definitely seen situations like that. So you have to decrease your calories by 500 calories a day just to lose a pound a week. And so you get into a starvation mode. And so it's really, it's actually very tricky when you have someone with such a low metabolism. You have to help them kind of rebuild their metabolism.
Oh my gosh, look at this,
I know,
you guys.
Look at this, amazing. And thank you, Julian, for giving me the fat over here. Yes, since we're talking about the skinny on fat here. Yeah. Okay, so Jane, this is pretty amazing, isn't it? This is 5 pounds of fat. Can you imagine 5 pounds? Do you want 5 pounds of fat, Jane?
That's amazing.
Really? No.
Really, it's alarming almost to think that I was carrying 4 of these extra things around. It's just...
I know, yeah. And you lost and regained and lost.
Lost and regained and lost and regained and...
But here's the whole concept. If you protect your muscle mass, think of this. This is nice and lean, and this is big and bulky and fluffy. And so you really want to have this on your body. You really don't want to have that on your body, right? And so the goal, again, is to protect this as much as possible, and to lose that.
Peel away this lumpy stuff.
Peel away. But people are so focused, and women in particular, I think men and women both, but we're really focused by the number on the scale. We really want that number to go down. I really would love to throw away the scales and have people really focus on eating healthfully and maintaining their muscle mass and losing their body fat. And as a result of that, people would lose dramatic amounts of inches. And so, really, if you're on the right program, like we're talking about with protein enhanced with leucine, you really can potentially protect this muscle, lose lots of inches, and have the majority of the weight, if not all of the weight that you lose, be your body fat.
Now, does it make a difference kind of like where you carry the fat? Like women tend to carry it on their hips and men kind of more around the middle.
No, that's absolutely correct. You said that that is genetically, how we're programmed. Men tend to be a little more of an apple body shape, as it's called, which means that you gain the weight more around the middle. About 30% of women actually are that same kind of apple body type, whereas if they gain weight, they gain it more around the middle. That's actually a little more dangerous place to gain weight. Abdominal fat tends to be more metabolically active, so it actually puts out bad chemicals in your body, and actually as you gain more weight around the middle, it actually increases your risk of type 2 diabetes and heart disease. So there's actually studies showing, looking at the waist to hip ratio. So for men, it should be about 1 to 1. Actually, it's about 0.95, so that men should have a little bit of an indentation in their waist. Women should be 0.8 or less. Our hips should be bigger than our waist. And so as a result of that, if your waist to hip ratio is greater than 0.8 for a woman or greater than 0.95 for a man, you're at increased risk of heart disease and diabetes. So there's actually lots of health reasons to lose weight.
You want to see how fast I can lose weight?
Yes,
I'm going to lose 5 pounds right now. Here you go. Check that out.
You should probably pass that around. You probably don't want that, but I'm going to let you, imagine that and compare that. It's really pretty amazing.
That's amazing, isn't it? I mean, that's just 5 pounds.
Gross. That's just, yeah.
It's a lovely hostess gift we have here for you, right?
I was always told that muscle weighs more than fat.
Well, per size, it does. I mean, if you think of that, that's this big, big size, but it's actually weight. That's 5 pounds, and this is 5 pounds. So you think of it.
Yeah.
So it takes up less space.
Quite a bit less space.
5 pounds is 5 pounds, but 5 pounds of muscle is this small, whereas 5 pounds of fat is this size. So it's actually pretty dramatic.
The 5 pounds of muscle is nice and smooth. Yeah. It's not lumpy.
Exactly.
Or jiggly.
Exactly.
You keep it.
It looks nice there, Dub. It looks nice, yeah.
So, Dub, how many of those chunks of 5 pounds of fat did you lose?
Over 14 of these, 71 pounds.
Unbelievable.
That's amazing.
You want it back?
That's amazing.
Yeah. I have a little surprise. These are the pants I used to wear.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Pretty awesome. Yeah. I can fit a couple people in here now.
So, Dub, how many inches did you actually lose?
Well, this is a very tight 42, and I'm now down to a slim 36. So, yeah, that's pretty amazing. Yeah.
A lot of times I hear as people get older, you hit the 30s or your 40s, metabolism decreases. Is that true? The metabolism decreases?
Maria, it's absolutely true, and the reason is that because we tend to lose a little bit of muscle mass with each passing decade, so that your average metabolism per your muscle mass, your height, or your height and weight will tend to drop with each decade. So in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, and actually there's a term for it called sarcopenia. Sarcopenia means loss of muscle mass, and what we see today, and what used to be an issue with older people, and now is really an issue even in younger people, is what we call sarcopenic obesity, which what that means is loss of muscle mass and increasing body fat, which is exactly what we're talking about today.
So if we want to increase the muscle mass, do we have to hit the gym and lift weights every day? All day long?
Not every day, just 5 days a week. No, actually. Yes, everyone has to belong to the gym. I'm a firm believer that just getting out there and doing any kind of exercise, as well as just being more active. I think if we can all focus on having a more active lifestyle. I suggest that people, make sure they walk the dog. If you don't have a dog, maybe find a dog. Walk your neighbor's dog, I don't know, because there's lots of overweight dogs in America too. They have all these health problems as well. And so, just get out there and be more active. Try to take the stairs. Escalators are not a form of transportation. It's not a ride. It's really getting you from here to there. So walk up them. I'm one of the only people in the mall that walks up the escalator. People just stand there. So I think you can just think about being more active. It's like a consciousness that we want to be as active as possible. I love to have people go out and walk for 30, 45 minutes every single day. We would be a healthier, more vibrant population, certainly, because exercise not only is great for the weight management process, but it's also great for mood, it's great for your cardiovascular fitness, so there's just all sorts of reasons to exercise. Tell us what hasn't worked about diets for you guys.
You get so hungry, just hungry all the time. You just feel so deprived.
Well, a lot of them are hard to follow.
Deprived, definitely. Your body just doesn't feel like it's getting what it needs to get. You're tired, you're run down, you don't have the energy to exercise.